Hello, fellow warriors of light. Welcome to Skye Celestia Adventures. It's me, Celestia, again, and I'm here to give the top 10 scenes across all expansions, which help me brave my real life main story quests. Just a little information about me. My husband, who was then my boyfriend, invited me to play Final Fantasy XIV back in 2016, and this game helped me during the most difficult times of my life. I really love the lore and the hope it brings to me as a warrior of light in the real world. And so, I would like to deliver the same kind of hope to all of you through this video. This is not spoiler free, so if you have not finished Shadowbringers, I suggest you turn back now, or else prepare for some major spoilers ahead. If you're ready, let's go.
I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves. Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single unified grand company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me. Yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship, and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than Alphino, proud member of the Scions.
In this scene, we saw Alphino's first step towards his character development. From when he created the Crystal Braves, the embodiment of his dream for a unified Eorzea, only for it to fail and then finally deciding to disband the very thing he dreamed of. As he felt there's more in life he needs to learn first. And we all know he was finally able to realize this alliance in patch 5.55. Just as how in real life, sometimes we must give up or let go of something for a while, as I think it is not yet the right time for it. And someday, all our tears, restless hours, and tireless efforts will surely be rewarded in time, and it will all be worth it.
Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me. Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end, losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought. Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we the living can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
This scene speaks about the betrayals which led to a 1,000-year war between the Ishgardians and the Dravanians. In Sir Emeric's speech, in his own words, he conveyed that we can no longer undo the past, and so, what we can only do is save the future. Save what we still can and prevent the same thing to happen again. Same with our lives. We can never undo all the choices, the actions, and the mistakes we made in the past. But as long as we live, we can still use it to move forward. The only way to truly move on is to embrace, acknowledge, and make peace with our past.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not: comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest.
This scene has taught me that if we give in to our grudges and anger, we'll turn into Nidhogg. Not as a dragon physically, of course, but we'll turn into the same bitter entity. Estinian said that he and Nidhogg are the same in the sense how they nurse hatred and vengeance in their hearts. But Estinian said the only difference between him and the worm was he got a support system through his comrades and mentor, who sets him on the correct path and offers him support when he needed it. This helped me not to deal with my problems alone, but to seek out help, open up and vent out to those people who are willing to listen to you. It could be your family or your most trusted friends. Trust me, having the correct people who understands you in a positive way will help you cope with your anger, depression, and anxiety in a more uplifting way. So, a bit of a trivia here. You'll meet Estinian's mentor when you do your Dragoon quests.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alfino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Alphino here was so hard on himself. He was in despair for all that has happened in Uldah, because everything he worked for and hoped to achieve were lost in an instant. Were it not for the encouraging words from Horchefont and Tataru that he began to see that all is not yet truly lost. In life, there will be times our resiliency will be tested, tempered, and molded. There will be times we will feel truly lost and trapped, because our plans or everything we've worked so hard may not happen the way we wanted it. But just as what Horchefont and Tataru is trying to say, if things don't work out, then we just try again. It's okay to cry and break down, but we must always stand up once more. If the road we're treading on isn't working, then we try another path and walk one step at a time.
Alize!
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere. If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword!
In this scene, we see Alice standing up for herself. Despite being twins, Alphino and Alice are very different in terms of personality and skills. Like Alice, we should strive to be just ourselves and find out what we're good at, what we enjoy doing, and invest time and effort on it little by little. With the rampant popularity of social media and how it influences most of us to live the so-called ideal life portrayed online, we should always realize that we are all unique and we don't need to live in the shadows of others, nor live up to the standards and expectations of our society. No matter who we are, even the smallest gestures of kindness and positivity is already a way to contribute to the world.
Listen to me, all of you. We have dealt with the Imperials for now, but you must flee this place quickly.
Dealt with them? Oh no. You didn't kill them, did you?
Are you mad? There's no escaping the Empire. Running will only make it worse.
To stay is to die. You know this to be true. Even if you lack the will to fight, surely you have the will to live! Or has that, too, been beaten out of you? Is this what has become of Doma?
You were Lord Hien's retainer, trained to fight without fear and obey without question. Well, we're not. We're lost and afraid. We hate this, all of this, but we can't do a damn thing to change it, and trying will only make it worse. It's a pathetic existence, but it's all we got. And when people like you come here pretending it can be different, it doesn't help, all right?
Peace, boy. Peace. She came to help, and for that we should be grateful.
Elder, your face.
We all have scars. Some too many to bear. Too many battles. Too much lost. Our friends, our family, even our liege. We who survived are forced to bend the knee, to sell our souls and surrender our dignity. How are we to lift our heads when this shame weighs so heavily upon us? Your courage, your resolve, they are as salt in our wounds.
If they only knew what you would do for them, my lord. You have made your plight clear, and I shall impose my will no more. But know this, brothers and sisters of Doma. For all you have suffered, for all the horror and the ignominy, you are still here. You are still alive. My lord prays you value your life as highly as he does. As for me, I swear by all the Kami in creation that I will free you from this torment, no matter the cost.
If the Imperials come for me, I will tell them we were tricked by an Ori woman.
Tell them whatever you must to keep your loved ones safe.
This scene totally hits me. I feel for the people of Namai. Yes, they are suffering, and even if people try to help, they can't openly accept it because they are afraid that they will suffer more than they already have. Just as the elder said, everyone has their own scars. Each of us experiences or will experience fear at some point. May it be unemployment, failing in your studies, or getting sick. And not all of us has the luxury of choice to just get out from the situation we're in. It's okay to feel bad, or sad, or even angry. But as Yugiri said, we are still alive, and that's what's important. As long as we're still alive, it is not yet over. In life, there is always hope. If we're in a better situation than others, we must understand those who feel defeated and helpless. Because sometimes, these people only need someone to be there and not to tell them what to do. We will never know and understand unless we walk the same road they tread.
Instead of assisting the Confederacy in securing the Enclave, I would have the Kojin advance upstream beneath the water and breach a segment of the outer wall. I mean to flood Doma Castle.
My lord, the castle is a sacred symbol, the very heart of our nation. To destroy it is unthinkable, unconscionable. You cannot do this.
I can and I will if it improves our chances. By flooding the castle, we remove the better part of their forces from the field and force Yotsuyu to retreat to the highest levels of the keep. Tell me that is not a worthwhile trade.
But my lord, that castle was entrusted to you by your father, and his father before him. I say to you again, it is the heart of our nation.
Stone walls do not a nation make, my friend. Her people do. And as long as we yet live, we can rebuild. So let us only think of this battle, of victory here and now. For without that, we have no future.
In this scene, Heian revised the plan and instead chose to flood Doma Castle, in which Gusetsu was opposed to this decision. But Heian was resolved to do so and believed that the people of Doma are the nation's heart and not the castle. He said he is willing to make this sacrifice in order to turn the battle in their favor. This helped me to realize that if I wanted to make a significant change in my life, I must make a sacrifice that is equivalent to the amount of change I want to happen. As the saying goes, no one grows in the comfort zone after all. Some people sacrifice their leisure time by working on double shifts or being a working student. Some people work abroad, leaving their family behind. There are also those people who give up their jobs in order to build a family or to lead simpler and peaceful lives.
To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was him. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, he would rise above. Where others would break and run, he would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were his deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights.
As Graha said, the story of the Warrior of Light's heroic deeds has been the unbroken thread of hope for the people despite the chaotic timeline they are in. People who believed, banded together to rewrite the future. May we always be like the Warrior of Light who spreads kindness, selflessness, love, and positivity. May we be a symbol of inspiration for the people around us. May we be a warrior of light in our world.
My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle. It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Ilmeg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them.
What? Don't give me that look! Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion.
And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling. You are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place.
In this scene, our warrior of light feels lost and sad. Ardbert comforted us, but what really got me here was Feyo-Ul's words. She offered us an easy path, but she knows that us, being the warrior of light, will not heed the suggestion. What she did instead was to give an advice that really hits home. We all have responsibilities, and sometimes we just wanted to run away from everything. At the same time, we also have dreams and goals we wanted to achieve. By looking so far into the future, we fail to cherish the moment we have now. Sometimes, when our situation heavily weighs down on our shoulders, we just have to stop, pause for a while, and focus on the present. Because right at this very moment is what we only have. Let us live one day at a time and create memories here and now.
Fight it! You have to hold on!
If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds? Take it. We fight as one. This world is not yours to end. This is our future. Our story.
This is one of the best scenes in the game, just when our warrior of light could no longer contain the light, and as our friends tried to save us, Ardbert, who is another piece of our soul, came to our rescue and expanded our soul's capacity to hold in the light. Just like in real life, when we think we can no longer go on or take even one step to continue, even if our friends tried to save us, the only one who can really save us is ourselves. If we feel despair, if we think this life is no longer worth it all, remember that no matter how much help we get from the people who cared about us, if we don't help ourselves, if we don't let them into our lives, then we can never take that one step. I hope my video helped you keep going as it did for me. Remember, my fellow warriors of light, we are not alone. No matter what happens, no matter how lost and hopeless we feel, always muster that courage, that strength, that bravery to take that one step to help you keep going. And with that, I will leave you with a message from the Crystal Exarch.
Yours is a long road, my friend, and it stretches onto places beyond imagining. With your every step, these grand adventures shall grow more distant and faint. And there may come a day when you forget the faces and voices of those you have met along the way. On that day, I bid you remember this. The that no matter how far your journey may take you, you stand where you stand by virtue of the road you walked to get there. For in times of hardship, when you fear you cannot go on, the joy you have known, the pain you have felt, the prayers you have whispered and answered, they shall ever be your strength and your comfort. This I hope, I believe, here at memory's end.